2018 Ford Mustang First Drive Review. Ever since Chevrolet relaunched the Camaro, it's effectively been poking Ford, almost trying to provoke its oldest rival with cars like the SS1, the Z/28, and ZL1. And Ford has spent the past several years politely asking Chevy to stop with a short string of competitors in the Boss 302, GT500, and most recently the GT350. The 2018 Ford Mustang is what happens when the polite requests turn into a right hook. Adopting some of the most successful elements from the high-performance Shelby GT350, the facelifted Mustang stares down its rival from downtown Detroit on the most even playing field in years. More gears, more power. Traditional facelifts usually consist of new headlights, new taillights, a freshened set of technology, and not much else. The 2018 Mustang has all of that, but a whole lot more. Ford's engineers started, as is so often the case with muscle cars, under the hood. A new 2.3-liter turbocharged inline-4 in the Mustang EcoBoost benefits from lessons learned with the Focus RS, retaining last year's 310 horsepower rating while increasing torque from 320 to 350 pound-feet. The inline-4 feels more urgent and willing to work, which is usually the effect of dosing a car with 30 more torques. The 2018's power delivery is so much more aggressive and the engine so willing to rev that it's easy to forget that this is the base Mustang's mill. Blame part of that character on the new 10-speed automatic transmission, jointly developed between Ford and General Motors. The EcoBoost is the best match for this transmission. On a twisting, dynamic road and set to Sport Plus with the Sport transmission setting, the 10-speed is a peach, holding gears to nearly the red line while rifling off quick upshifts and smooth downshifts. It's so good and so quick, and there are so many gears, that the paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel feel like vestigial growths. Around town, the 10-speed is just at home with the EcoBoost, engaging quickly enough off the line and invisibly changing gears to keep the RPMs low. But the transmission falls to pieces when faced with more power. My first outing in the 2018 Mustang was behind the wheel of a GT with the 10-speed automatic, and aside from a pre-dawn sprint to Point Dume Beach on day 2 of the program, I never touched it again. The 10-speed auto is recalcitrant in the V8-powered Mustang GT, constantly unsure of which gear is right for the occasion. With 10 to choose from, at one point I saw the gear indicator go from 7 to 5 to 3 after going from steady-state cruising to half throttle. What followed was an unnecessary and annoying surge from under the hood as the transmission suddenly called most of the Mustang's 460 horsepower to action. Manual mode didn't solve the problem, either. Unless I was caning the 5.0-liter V8, the 10-speed just wasn't willing to cooperate. But it could be worse. After experiencing the difficult automatic in the GT, Ford confirmed that 60% of GT buyers continue to opt for the standard 6-speed manual, which I'm happy to report is a gem. The perfectly sized shift lever is close enough to the steering wheel, while its appropriately long throw hints at the Mustang's muscle car roots. Drive aggressively and the throws are fine, with a precise feel and gait at the end of the travel. While some of the media on my wave of the event complained of heavy damping in the clutch pedal, I found the new twin-disc clutch simple enough to operate with a broad catchpoint and linear travel. Once underway, the 5.0-liter V8 remains a lovable engine. The addition of direct injection and a higher compression ratio let Ford increase the GT's redline from 7,000 revolutions per minute to 7,500. That's as high as the old Boss 302's official max engine speed, but with more power and torque. It's a good time to be alive. This engine feels fantastic at any engine speed. The throttle response, particularly in the aggressive Sport Plus driving mode, feels supremely manageable, allowing the driver to strike the right balance between power and traction from a standstill. A new drag mode is available, as is launch control, in case the power is too much to handle. Underway, there's no discernible drop in output, straight on up to the 7,500 revolutions per minute redline. This is an addicting engine, and the official numbers aren't bad either. Ford quoted me a sub 4.0-second sprint to 60 miles per hour, although no amount of prodding or plying with the Macallan 12 could convince the PR people to give a more accurate number. Assume a time between 3.90 and 3.99 seconds. Meanwhile, the GT is limited to 155 miles per hour, although its V8 sounds like it can go much faster thanks to the new $895 active valve performance exhaust.